Welcome to YouTuber Numerology. We're looking at some of the stars and influencers on YouTube. And today we're looking at Joe Penna. I've just received his birthday, so I'm going to take a look at it, his map of life, and perhaps you can connect to that as well. You know, you've seen a lighthouse. Perhaps you've seen one in your community. Perhaps you've seen pictures of them. Perhaps you visited one or dreamt of one. They're wonderful things from the past, and even in today's world, we think of them as providing a light in the middle of a fog. Well, Joe, that's who you are. I know it's kind of corny, but that's really who you are in this world. I'm not saying that's how you act, I'm saying that's who you are. You're a lighthouse. You are like a beacon of light for yourself, for a close-knit group of people around you, for a wider social circle, for an audience, and for the world. Now the question is, how long does that last? It started before you were born, and it will continue until after you die. That's how long it lasts. This is not a temporary mode for you. The fact that you happen to be using YouTube, I don't know what you do on YouTube. I'm not familiar with the work. I'm only looking at the birthday. But how this applies on YouTube, how this applies in your work and in your life, is that it's constant. Now, that's the good news as far as I can read it, but here's the bad news. You cannot react. You just can't do it. I'm not talking about professional reactivity to create a show. I'm not sure what you do. I'm talking about in your personal life. Because when you react and you lose your consciousness because you're overly emotional about something, you lose your maturity. And when you lose your maturity, that light gets dim. And that's a waste of a perfectly good diamond. That's a waste of a perfectly good lighthouse. You are, in terms of archetypes, you're a teacher. The fun part about the first 30 years of your life is that it's filled with drugs, sex, and rock and roll. Not necessarily in that order, and not necessarily specifically those things, but you get the idea. To experience things that are perhaps off the beaten trail, things that are not conservative. This is your world for a while. And the reason for that is so that you learn to be flexible in your life. You learn to appreciate life. You learn the different facets of life. And you learn not to be alone, fanatic, overly conservative, any of those things. These are all things that have been themes that came with you into this life, and you battle them down by breaking barriers all the time. Now, that's a quick look at you, but let's go one step deeper. You have a grace. Again, I'm trying not to be corny with you, but there's some things that just don't have any other words. There is a grace about you. I know you can mess that up sometimes, but it's the essence of who you are. And I would encourage you in the very close circle of friends and intimates that you have to choose only people who match that level of grace for you. In your outer circle, it doesn't matter. You can have millions and millions and millions of people on this planet and any others as you get older. It doesn't matter where you broadcast to or who knows you. Your reach is infinite. But in your close circle, maintain those who are of a certain caliber of sophistication in the way they present themselves. I'm not talking about their heart. I'm not talking about their clothes necessarily. You know what I'm talking about. Don't compromise on that. And whenever you have an opportunity to react and lose your kindness for a moment, lose your consciousness, it's a mistake for you. I know it feels good, but you suffer in the end. This year is a time of inspiration. This is a time of development. A lot of details to take care of. But it's worth it, because next year you grow. Next year you're moving in a direction that gives you a strong base in your life for years. So take care of all the details. Take care of all the nitpicky things now, and it pays off for you in 2012. Good to meet you in this way. Best wishes with all your work. And when I say best wishes, I'm not talking about rubbing a lamp. When I say best wishes, I mean that you have within you a reach, and that should be a good luck charm for everybody that you encounter in your life. Thanks for watching YouTuber Numerology. My name is Yogi Akal. See you next time.